So, paper one preparation, first month got over. I was still left with higher education and environment, people and environment. Since they have got to do with current affairs, I would regularly update myself every 2 3 days. So my preparation for these two topics went on for another month. And then paper to syllabus. It is a lot bigger than that of paper one, and hence it becomes a little trickier to tackle it. So this is where you have to think smart. You have to work smart here. For my preparation for paper 2, 85 to 90% of my preparation for paper 2 was from the internet, YouTube, Google, and a little bit of an academy here and there, supplemented by my MA notes plus a few of my textbooks. I would solve previous year question papers and make notes, make lots and lots of notes. Even though I had my MA notes and stuff, I still came across many new concepts, theories, and topics. So it was very important for me to keep track of them by making notes. I would like to tell you that I did buy a book for paper 2. It was a book by Arihant. Yes, so this is the book. I would depend on this book solely for the previous year question papers. It proved really helpful. I wouldn't make notes from this necessarily because I felt like, I already had all the right sources for making notes. So, as the exam approached nearer, my preparation, my revision got more intense, and I was able to do rounds of revision before the exam. So, I was feeling confident, but at the same time, I couldn't help feeling anxious and nervous. So, yeah. And finally, the day of exam came, and I still remember that morning. I didn't study that much because I needed to give myself a break. So because of that, I took a good amount of rest. I was under a lot of pressure for the past 2 months, but then the last phase of preparation was very intense. I went crazy. There were definitely some challenges that the students in general faced while giving the exam, especially paper one exam. So I will take the opportunity and share a few of them with you here in this video. So the first thing we noticed was the pattern change. That took us completely by surprise because we were not told, we were not notified that the pattern would change or anything like that. More number of questions came from teaching aptitude, research aptitude, no polity questions, and yes, air pollution. Air pollution forms a very important part of NET exam, but they didn't ask any air pollution question this time. And the next thing was, the scrolling part of the exam, which was one of the most irritating things that I ever had to go through in an exam hall. The reading comprehension passage was presented in such a way that we had to scroll every 2 3 lines. The box was very small. We couldn't read the whole passage at one go. It was very, very annoying. It was very frustrating. So because of that, I didn't have the time to review my answers. I lost 6 marks and I was, very upset, but there was nothing I could have done. It was meant to be. So yeah, so because of that, I couldn't sleep that night, and yeah, I was too stressed out. I was scared that I was not going to clear the exam, but that didn't happen, obviously. I was really happy to find out that I had cleared the exam. Yes, that felt really good. So, my opinion on the difficulty level of the exam is moderate tough, as is also the opinion of most of the students in general who gave the exam. It was not easy and it was not extremely tough, but personally, I would lean more towards the difficult than easy. Why do I say this? Number one, the surprise element, okay? The surprise element in the pattern change, plus the topics, areas that net exam has always covered for many years didn't come in the exam, okay? New topics were introduced. So yeah, that caught us off guard. And secondly, my analysis of the last 10 years of previous year questions has led me to the conclusion that the difficulty level of the exam has risen year after year, especially for my paper education since 2016 or 17. More questions related to the statistics part of research methodology have increased. So the December exam by NTA has definitely raised the bar higher. So, I'm not saying this to frighten you or anything, but rather to motivate you to start your preparations earlier and to work harder. You have to understand that the competition is increasing year by year, okay? So, it's always better to know the competition level around you because that could be one of the major factors of motivation, right? However, I have some good news. That is, UGC and NTA have recently updated notifications on their websites of new changes on the patterns and the syllabus. So the surprise element will be ruled out for you guys. So yeah, you guys are safe. And it is also my guess, okay, it's just a guess, that NTA will not be that tough on the students this time due to the controversy that took place following the December exam. So, we finally come to the end of this video. I would like to leave you all with a few tips to take away that I feel are important if you want to crack this exam. So, the number one thing I feel is keeping your head strong, keeping your mind strong. You have to understand that competitive exams can be really mentally draining. So what it does is it basically tests your mental strength. So it's very important to keep your mind strong throughout and build the right attitude towards the exam. Stick to your goal. Sticking to your goal is very important. That helps you to, well, not deter from your track, and believing in yourself and accepting the fact that the ultimate motivation should come from within, not from the outside. So, if you are one of those people who's waiting for someone to come around and kick you in the ass and tell you to study and do this and do that, then, well, I'm sorry to say that this exam is not for you. And secondly, a little sacrifice will go a long way. That means if you want to achieve something great in life, then be prepared to make a few sacrifices here and there. It becomes inevitable. I stopped using social media for 2 months. Well, I'm not an avid social media user, so that didn't make quite a difference for me. And I stopped hanging out with my friends, and I didn't even celebrate my own birthday. I didn't go out. I would go out when I had only like important work. So it was very important for me to limit human contact, and I just wanted to be with my books. That was it, because I was very clear about my goal. So yeah, I mean, I'm not asking you to completely stop being a human. No, you can be, but just try to limit that and spend more time with your books. I feel that is very important. And out of the whole year, only 2 months, 2 month, 2 to 1 month, okay, that is the sacrifice that you have to make. If Okay, next, I am going to ask you to build your own strategies, because building strategies is strictly an individual process and it is unique to each and every one of us. If you want to rely on mine, then you can definitely go ahead and do that. Whatever that suits your personality, you can make some changes here and there. And yeah, that. And then next, download the newly updated syllabus. I will link it in the description box below, so don't worry. Next will be regarding note making. So as you know that making notes is very important for this exam. but I'm going to ask you to not make long essay type notes. That is not a very wise move. Why I say this? Because you have to understand that this is an MCQ exam. So prepare from that point of view. So stick to short notes. It saves time. Don't go around wasting time making 10-foot long notes. So, yeah. Next is work on making your concepts very clear. Focus on building your concepts because NTA asked a lot of conceptual questions. Most of them were conceptual questions, and they will do the same again. So just don't read for the sake of reading. When you study a topic, try to understand it in and out so that when whatever questions NDA throws at you, you will be able to understand them and correctly answer. So be prepared for concept based questions and prepare paper one very well. Don't underestimate its importance. Like if you score very high here, then chances of you cracking JRF will increase, provided your score in paper 2 is also good. Okay, so stick to only a few books, otherwise that will confuse you and overwhelm you. Yeah, just limit your sources. Don't force yourself to study when you don't want to, like there will be times when you feel like you've had enough and you want to take a break. That's completely fine, do that. Indulge in hobbies if you have one. Mine is music, so that kept my mind fresh and kept me going. And also it's very important for you to enjoy the process of preparation. If you don't find enjoyment in this process of learning, then it will feel like a punishment for you. Yes, you will definitely encounter moments of fear and doubt while preparing. I think it's very natural. Unwelcome thoughts would creep in and would, try to, question you whether you're gonna crack the exam. But it is your job to fight them. There will be hurdles and obstacles in the way, but that is your job. No one's gonna come and fight them off for you. See, I have not cleared net before, and I know many people who have cleared net and who like 3 4 times or even more than that, and they're working really hard to clear JRF. I know them, and I felt really intimidated by them. I thought, what chance did I stand against them? But that would like push me harder, that would make me want to study even harder, and I did. So that's something that will also come your way, and learn to fight them. And lastly, I'm going to say that cracking net is easier compared to cracking JRF because the cutoff for JRF is always higher than that of net by like 7 to 8% or 8 to 9% maximum. So the choice is yours. If you want to crack net, then yes, best of luck, study hard. But if you want to crack JRF, then you have to be prepared to work a lot harder than the rest. Be prepared to push yourself to the limits. And let me assure you, you will definitely get there if you do work hard. And from my experience, I'm telling you this, there is no shortcut to success. And I know many people out there who are counting on luck to clear this exam. I've got news for you. Lady Luck is not gonna come and crack your exam for you. So, luck favors only those who work hard. So, please keep that in mind. And thank you so much for listening to me, watching my video. I hope I've motivated you in some way or the other. If you have any queries, any doubts, just leave a comment. Well, I just want to wish you best of luck for this coming exam, and you can do it. Okay, then take care. Bye bye.